I want to show a little chat experiment that I've done in education that I'm kind of excited about, not because it has anything technically interesting about it, but because I kind of like the approach it's taking to how GPT could be used for this. So this is using the GPT API instead of Chat GPT, though a lot of this you would be able to do in Chat GPT as well, um, and using the ability to frame something as a way of changing what the interaction is. So a lot of education is very like answer oriented. You are going to um, go to ChatGPT and say like, what is the answer to this question, and then maybe you receive it. But a lot of education, like you're giving students lots of things they don't actually need to know the answer to. They need to um, understand how to derive the answer and understand how to work with it. Um, so here's an example of a chat transcript from earlier. um, where I talk about potential energy, and then it gives some examples. And then I ask, how much potential energy is in a screen door, and it has an equation, and I can ask about the equation, and then come together with some things. Um, so like, and then I say, okay, I'm gonna decide that this is a not very stiff spring, and estimate about how far open it is, and I can get an actual answer here at the end. Um, but it doesn't. It lets me kind of interrogate the process. Over here, you'll see the prompt that it's using. So it's saying, specifically, we're going to be talking about energy use. This came from a friend of mine who's a physics teacher in high school. We were kind of talking about examples. And here we say, try to ask questions instead of give answers. Eventually, give answers, but start out with questions, and then a little bit of formatting stuff. Um, so I'm going to clear this and try another one. Let's say, you know, thinking about kind of kinetic energy here. Here we can see what's being sent to the GPT API service. So it's all this kind of intro stuff that I said. It's an example of the sort of response we'd like to get from GPT. And then here is what I wrote, and then it fills in the rest here. So how much fuel is in the car? What is the efficiency of the car? What is the speed of the car? Um, here we have, it's actually mixing together a couple different kinds of energy. So I know that. It's kind of an issue that it doesn't know that. All right, let's consider only kinetic energy. Right, so here we have the equation. Um, okay, what does I considered using LaTeX here, so you have fancy equations. But one thing, like if you don't understand this, the nice thing you can do is able to copy and paste it, which is not possible when you have a fancy equation. Um, all right, let's say the car is going 65 miles per hour. All right, now, all right, it's interesting. This would be worth checking. Let's actually look this up, see if we got it right. And let's see, 29 point something. Yeah, basically right. In this case, 1.5 m. What's m? All right. What does a typical car weigh? All right. And let's see what we get here. So here we get an idea of how much energy is in that car. That's how much energy would have to be stopped. Um, and then, might go on and like compare that to like how much energy is in a bullet. Um, So much smaller, but much faster. Um, and again, it might come back, but here I decided to actually answer it. So 10 grams, and so much, much less. That's kind of interesting outcome. Um, so yeah, I think this could be an interesting approach to encourage the student to like interrogate a problem and not just answer it. Um, yeah, and that's all.